Assalamu alaikum everybody, it's good to see you all again. Now, I've not posted a video for a while because we've been extremely busy, and you can tell that it's quite it's night time here, and I have a few visitors over, alhamdulillah. Mullah Zain, Mullah Azhar and his sons and cousins are here. So just to talk about some of the kitabs, some of the books we've been reading over the few weeks in the holidays. This one's called Futuhat al-Sham. It's an Urdu translation of an Arabic kitab. It talks about historical events leading up to the conquest of Syria over 1,000 years ago. The other books I've been reading as of late, there's a new one. I just purchased this just over a week ago. It's over there in that pile. Tristan Gould is one author whose books I've read quite often. This one is a new one, the green one. All of these books are by an author called Tristan Gould. He talks on natural phenomena, how to read weather patterns, how to read water. This is called The Secret World of Weather, and this is the first one I ever bought, Natural Navigator. So what I just purchased just recently, was this one, How to Read a Tree. It looks very boring. When you look at it, you think, oh, who would want to actually recognize a tree? A tree is a tree. But some of the detail he goes into is so much knowledge in there. Like I mentioned this before, and once you've read it, like this is where I've got to so far, I'm on page 41. Once you start reading, you start applying it. It's hard to unsee things. When you look at the tree, you think it's not just a tree, it's a huge indication to everything that's around it. Where it's growing, how it's growing, where the sun is, and so many other things. So I've started reading that. Now, as you already know, a lot of the viewers, subscribers, they already know that I won't just read one book in one time. I read 2 or 3 in a given time. So in the morning, I might read this one, in the afternoon I'll read this, in the evening I'll read something else. So another one I've started reading is this one over here. This was the complete work of William Shakespeare. He died in 1616. Well-known British author, poet. He wrote 37 plays, over 130 sonnets and 2 official poems. Some of the plays of Shakespeare, the language is very technical obviously, but some of his characters, like Shakespeare never travelled to some of the places which he wrote about. For example, was actually a Muslim, a Moorish character, the main character in the play of one of the tragedies of Shakespeare. And the other characters in Merchant of Venice and Romeo and Juliet is a well-known one. He didn't actually go to these places, but he actually wrote about them. The Madness of King Lear. A Midsummer Night's Dream is a comedy for those of us who are unaware, but Midsummer Night's Dream, the character Puck, at the end of the play he breaks the fourth wall and he talks directly to the audience. Now that term, fourth wall, is there because back then when they had a stage, the actors are here on stage and they had a wall to the right, they had a wall behind them, and they had a wall to the left. That's the stage. And breaking the fourth wall was speaking to the audience. So in that play, one of the plays in Shakespeare, he actually addresses the audience directly. So that's why I've been reading some of the works of Shakespeare. I've read some of the sonnets of Shakespeare. Because the last time I looked at this in any great detail was when I was a teenager doing GCSE English. So I thought I'd read that. So those are some of the books I've been reading over the holidays. Right, any questions from the visitors today?
What is the most one of the most important things or things you found the most beneficial from the works of Tristan Gould?
Tristan Gould is how to using that knowledge. The question is what have I found useful from reading these books by Tristan Gould? The obvious one is when you find out how to navigate using north, south, east, west, wherever you are, if you have the technology or not, you know how to find the way of Qibla. For those of us who are unaware, Qibla is the direction that Muslims use to pray, the direction for prayer, and we do that 5 times a day now. Obviously we have technology, we have sat-navs, we have these digital watches on all apps on our phones and everything. We can actually tell where the Qibla is. There's Qibla apps, there's navigation apps, there's compass apps. But they can put in the technology aside for just 1 second and we learn to do it naturally. So for example, in England and many parts of the Western Hemisphere, the satellite dishes, they face southeast. So if you're out and about and you see a satellite dish, you think, right, that's southeast, that's the direction for prayer. So that's southeast. If you don't have that, you can look at weather patterns, you can look at clouds, shadows, which way the rain is falling, which way the snow is falling, which way the tree is growing, phototropism, for trees grow towards sunlight, to find out the Qibla. Now in Islamic terminology, that's called Tahari, an estimation to find out where the Qibla is. And to me, if you've done all of that, and you say, Qibla is this way, and you read your Salat, your prayers that way, and then it's wrong, it's allowed to still accepted in the Hanafi Mazhab, in the Hanafi school of thought. Yes, so that helps you to narrow it down. So and it's better, there's more than one way to use a compass accurately. Because the compass faces towards magnetic north, not true north. So if this is true north, magnetic north is at 15 or 20 degrees to the left. It varies every so often, declination, it varies. So even using a magnetic compass, you still need to know that it's a few degrees out. And now I don't want to go into the whole juridical laws and rulings within that, but that's the gist of what they're useful for. There's another book I've got on foraging. Is this there? Now I've not actually done this yet, but it helps if you're camping that how to live off the land. The foraging means you go around and pick up edible items, edible things. So it talks about different types of mushrooms. There's a fungus that grows on a tree. It's called the chicken of the forest. When you eat it, it tastes like a chicken. And I never knew that until I read this book. I thought chicken of the forest. That's interesting. And it tells you according to what you can find in each season, how to identify poisonous plants and herbs and so on. That's an interesting book. And this one is the 80 Walks in the Dales, because we do quite a lot of hiking in a group or individually. We go hiking. So it just tells you to where I get my inspirations from, or what hike to take, or where to go. I have a few books on hiking here behind me. So for example, this tree in that picture, I don't know if you can see it there, that's growing towards sunlight. Like if that tree has had no human activity on it, I'll just bring that closer. If that tree has had no human activity on it, you see that the left hand side, to my left, that's towards the sun, that's south. And then the right hand side is north. So north, south, we're looking towards south, no, we're looking towards east. That's how it would be. Are there any questions? Yep.
What incentive does a Muslim have in order for him to study the weather, the water, the trees, and the rest of it?
Right, the saying, do not concentrate on Allah, concentrate on the creation of Allah. I mean, this book, How to Read Water, if it's for wayfinders, right, so the knowledge is hundreds of years old or thousands of years old, how to find what's going on with the water or the water patterns. I just finished reading that one a few weeks back before I purchased the other one, how to tell weather patterns. So sometimes if you're driving around, and you do have time to check on your phone or on the apps or anything, or how the weather's going to change or anything, or which direction you're going in. So it helps if you just look at the clouds because it's going to rain now. There's a cumulus cloud behind it. There's a cirrus cloud. It indicates a thunderstorm. If you're going to read namaz or salat outside, you're going to have a picnic or something, you know what weather's going to change. You need to get inside, we need to take shower, take an umbrella with us or something. There's that, and there's many other things. Because back in the days of the Sahaba, the companions of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when they were traversing the deserts, they never had the technology. And so they learned to read weather patterns around them. What is it saying? Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd heed warning. There's indicating an oncoming sandstorm. If the weather's going to be bad. So the shepherd would be warned not to take his flock out. He would notice and looking at the surroundings. Right now we're in the winter season, so the sun is low in the sky. So I know that the sun is low in the sky, so if I'm driving down the same road, the sun's going to get into my eye. So I take alternate route, and I do that. In winter, sun's down here, and if I go up this road at this time, it'll blind me. So in the morning when I'm going to work, I'll take an alternate route, just so where the glare of the sun, so the sun's behind me. So I do that.
So any other books you're planning on reading?
Any other books? I'm reading Ujuz al-Masalik. That's how to know this in 18 volumes. That's an incredible book. Incredible. The way the author, Shaykh Zakaria alayhi rahmah, the way he compiled it and the style of writing, it's incredible. And another books I want to read, I don't have them with me, but I need to purchase them. I want to read the classical books. I have some books behind me. I want to read the works of Homer in the Iliad and the Odyssey. I want to read those books. In English, obviously. I have the Canterbury Tales. I've read 2 or 3 stories from that. I haven't been able to develop. Shakespeare, this book's quite good. It has all of the plays of Shakespeare. And then once you've read that, you look at the English, you understand the characters, like Julius Caesar. The well-known quote of Julius Caesar, cry havoc and let loose the dogs of war. So that's, am I not the Northern Star? So why did he say that? Like, the Northern Star, it doesn't change. So the star that stays where it is. It helps people navigate. So Julius Caesar compared himself to the Northern Star. There's this Winter's Tale, The Merchant of Venice, and so I'm reading quite a few of Shakespeare's works, just understanding or understand English literature. So inshallah, I think our batteries are beginning to die down. So if there's any questions, please leave a comment. If you like the video, leave a like. If you don't like the video, then hit the dislike button twice. And then until next time, people, Assalamu alaikum.